I am your host, Debbie, here to help you get in the know about Waco.
This week, I'm going to be talking about an upcoming exciting event that's happening on July 10th and 11th. And we have some very special guests in the studio. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Y'all can call me Savage or Pete. Just don't call me late for supper. Don't like that. And what we do is we make all kinds of items from what's in our environment, what we can scrounge, what we can harvest, what we can rescue from junk piles, and just see what we can do with it.
Yeah, and we have someone else in the studio. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yeah, my name is Anthony. I am the son of his late business partner, Mike Tillery.
Yeah, so we are actually here on behalf of Mike Tillery and in his memory. If you want, go ahead and tell me a little bit about your dad.
So my dad was a character. He was a wild-natured person.
Mm-hmm.
He was very loud, very obnoxious, very in your face, and you didn't really get a choice.
Yeah, and he's better known as Mikey Mann, or Crooked Beard.
Crooked Beard, yeah.
And just to give you a little hint about who he was, he is an ordained minister because my dad decided that he was going to be an ordained minister. Oh, great. He got him ordained and then told him about it.
Oh, okay, yeah. I don't know how the legality of that works, but sure.
And so, that's the kind of person that he was. He was like, if I want something done, it's going to be done no matter what, and we're going to figure it out.
Yep.
So...
Yeah,
that was the kind of person that he was.
That's amazing. And what brought you guys to Waco? Or are you guys Waco natives?
I was born and raised in Waco. My dad was born in Toms River, New Jersey. But when he was like 2 months old, him and his mom moved down here.
Yeah, and the Waco community is so glad to have him, even though he was roaming all over the place. Do you want to tell me about some of his travels? The Renaissance circuit.
Yeah, where didn't he go? Most of what he did was usually local or within a few hours, but there is a Renaissance festival in Alabama that they went to twice, two or three times,
and they want us to come back.
Yeah, and so I mean he's been all over the place.
Texarkana,
and he's known all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
I've had people come out of the woodworks saying, "Oh man, I went to this Renaissance festival, and I remember your dad. He's impossible to forget." And I'm like, "Yep, that sounds about right."
Yeah, and your dad was well loved by a lot of people, and especially the Ren Fair and, the kind of spooky or oddity side.
Mm-hmm.
Just to, of course, what you guys do. Do you want to tell more about your business?
Well, it's Modern Savage Creations, and we've been around since '08. We had a different name then, and we make knives, weapons, barbed wire art. We use all kinds of things from nature, thorns, vines, roots, and we just try to make a very unique product. The way I approach it, every item that I'm making for a specific person that I haven't met yet, and I'm waiting for them to come and find the article.
Yeah, and I actually got a pair of self-defense chopsticks from you guys.
Ah, cool.
So I have a pair of those. And just for you guys at home that don't get to see this beautiful attire he is wearing, it is a patchwork tunic that is made from everything from Toy Story fabric to leopard print fabric. So if that means anything to you.
And they're made by a guy named Bilbo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and tell me about some of the other things that you guys have done or what you're known for.
Well, we've done music festivals, Old West events, pretty much anything.
Events,
yeah.
Pretty much anywhere they're invited, they'll do it.
Yeah, and I actually met you at the Skellington Market. Shout out Sean and Kylie.
Oh, yeah, those guys rock.
I love Sean and Kylie. They're awesome. They're awesome people.
But yeah, that's how I actually got to meet you guys and get involved in this. And I'm so excited for the event that's going to be coming up this weekend. Do you want to tell me a little bit about the event?
Yeah, so we actually started this event. So my dad went septic back on Mother's Day. And right after he went septic, we quickly realized that he probably wasn't going to make it to the end of the year. And so with him being, having his love for the Renaissance Fair, I talked to my grandma and I was like, I want to put something together for him. He hadn't been to one in a while. He wasn't strong enough. He didn't have the strength to do it. So I said, let's figure something out to be able to get him to one last show get him, go out with a bang, and my grandma was like, yeah, that's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. And so we started planning it. I was doing everything by myself because I wasn't expecting it to be what it is. And then people just started coming out of the woodworks. Anybody that he knew heard about, this Renaissance fair coming up, and they would send me a message, or they'd get my phone number from someone and be like, hey, I was just calling. I went to this Renaissance fair and your dad was there, and I met him and I loved him and I've seen him at every single one. And I heard that you're putting on this fair for him, and I want to be a part of it. Anything you need, let me know. And so what we were going to do is we had a nurse that was ready to be with him the whole time. She was going to follow him around, take his vitals, take his, make sure he's okay. And then we were going to hire an ambulance to be on scene specifically for him. So if anybody else broke their leg or something, they'd be like, hey, sorry, call another
Get
ambulance.
another ambulance.
Yeah, this one's not for you. If your name is not Mike Tillery, this is not for you.
Yeah.
And then he made great improvement. I mean, he went from septic to not even a week later, he was in rehab for atrophy of his legs. And so he was doing great. And we were like, all right, cool. This is, he started helping us plan it. And then one day he woke up and he was like, I got pain in my abdomen. Like, I don't know what it is, but I just got pain. And they took him to the hospital, found out it was fluid buildup. He's got an ischemic bowel, needs surgery to fix the ischemic bowel, but he won't survive surgery. Yeah. So then it was kind of like, we don't have very many options. It's either have surgery and he dies, or don't have surgery and he dies. So we were like, well, we're going to make him comfortable, put him on hospice, get him high.
Yeah.
That was his favorite thing to do anyways. And so we were like, why not give him the
Go
best?
out doing what you love.
Yeah, the best high of his life is the one right at the end. And so he had an IV drip of Dilaudid until he finally took his last breath. And right after that, I thought about canceling the event. I thought seriously about canceling it. And then he wouldn't have wanted me to do that. So we just kept going with it. And now it went from his last hurrah to in his memory. Yeah. And then soon after that, we decided that this is going to be a yearly thing. Yeah. We want something it's going to be a good cause. It's going to be a charity. It may not be the same charity every single year, but it's a good cause, and people love a good cause.
Yeah, and you guys are donating all the proceeds to Shepherd Heart Food Pantry this year.
All of it. Yeah. Half of it is going to Shepherd's Heart Food Pantry, and the other half is going to the McClinton Cancer Center at Hillcrest, Baylor Scott and White in Waco. Yeah. So, yeah, it's been a wild ride so far. I bet. I mean, these events normally are at least a year or two planned.
You got 2 months.
Not even. It was like a month and a half, and this whole time it's just been like just things thrown at us left and right, and then we have this problem, and then we have this problem, and then we have this problem, and then it's been interesting. Yeah.
But I feel like a lot of people are really looking forward to it, and it's become such a beloved event. Yeah. And hasn't even happened yet. Do you want to tell me more about where we can find out information about the event, how much tickets are?
So we do have a Facebook page. I don't remember exactly what the name of the page is.
No worries.
Fort Parker Charity Fundraiser in memory of Mikee Mann. That is, let's see. And then we could put the link on the description of the video, right? Okay. So yeah, that'll be it. Most of the information about the event is on there. The flyer is posted up there on the Facebook page. And then if they want to contact me, they can contact me as well on Facebook. And
I heard it's at Fort Parker, and there's also going to be camping. Tell me about that.
Yes. So it's going to be at the old Fort Parker Historic Site. You have to put in the historic site, because if you just put in Fort Parker, it's going to take you to the state park, which is like 5 miles down the road, and you're going to get lost. But it's going to be at the historic site. And there's going to be tent camping for $10 or RV camping for $20 for the 30 amp and $25 for the 50 amp.
I'm bringing the RV.
And it's going to be fun.
I just have to have AC.
Yeah. I'm camping in a tent, and that's going to be
well, if you guys need water, you can come over to my RV.
Yeah, it's going to be that's going to be interesting.
No one's allowed to use my restroom, though. Yeah. I've already laid down the law.
Private, shut off.
Yeah.
No, there's there actually is bathroom facilities at the historic site. There's like a whole building that's just bathrooms, and like they even have showers.
Yeah,
and stuff there.
And I know you guys are also having a bunch of vendors come to the event.
Yes.
Tell me about some of the vendors.
So I had to what's the word? Give that responsibility to somebody else because it was just too much for me to do all by myself. So I don't know every single vendor that's coming. We do have a barbecue place called Zimann's Barbecue. Zimann's Barbecue.
Yeah.
Zimann's Barbecue.
I love that.
Out of Grosbeck.
And they're good.
And
they're good.
Yeah, they're bringing like 3 trailers with smokers and
my
barbecue
gosh.
pit. Yeah, they're doing it up big.
Yeah.
And
are there going to be turkey legs?
So they don't have any, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure. There was someone saying that they wanted to sell turkey legs, but I don't know if that's been confirmed or not.
I can neither confirm nor deny.
But and then of course you're gonna be a vendor.
Bonekin Boutique, shout out.
Yep. And then we have Sean and Kylie Skellington. They're gonna be out there as a vendor. I mean, we have
Two Snakes Apothecary, Little Boxes, Modern Savage.
Shout out.
Yeah. There's gonna be a little bit of this and a little bit of that. I mean, normally when you go to a Renaissance fair, you'll see mostly one type of thing. You know, like you have your knife makers, your apothecaries, your paintings and stuff like that. But then we have a boutique. We have all kinds of stuff that's going to be out there. So.
Oh, we're doing all fairy stuff, so be excited.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
I also heard mermaids were coming.
Yes. So there are mermaids out of Colorado that are coming all the way down, and they are going to perform.
Ooh.
I don't know what that means. I've never met them before, but I can only imagine it's going to be interesting. And then
we know the head mermaid.
My dad actually had a major crush on her.
The head mermistress, if you will.
Yeah,
yes,
there you go.
There you go.
He had a huge crush on her. I mean, a huge crush. And I mean, we have some flamethrowers, some flame spinners. We have all kind. We have singers, musicians going out there. We have all kinds of entertainment.
That's gonna be so fun.
Yeah, and then we also have a memorial that we're setting up for him on that Saturday. And that's not going to be too long because it's going to be way too hot. But we are going to have a memorial at noon for him on the 10th.
That's going to be great. And it is a 2-day event. So what are the times for Saturday and what are the times for Sunday?
So Saturday, we're going to open at 10 a.m. and we close at 5 p.m. And then Sunday, it's going to be 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
All right. Yeah.
It's going to be a fun event.
Yeah, and a lot of people are going to be camping overnight on Saturday. That way they can get there bright and early on Sunday. So I would definitely recommend it.
Yep. Yeah, and we're actually most of our staff is actually staying there Friday night too.
Wow, that's going to be so fun.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see what this month and a half has turned into.
Yeah. I heard you're also honorarily going to wear your father's garb.
Yes, I am going to wear my father's garb. I haven't decided because he had
you have to decide.
Yeah, he had probably 10 or 15 different outfits. The
kilt's going to look like a mini skirt on you.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm going to wear a mini skirt, or not a mini skirt. I'm going to wear a kilt. Maybe I will wear a mini skirt.
Get your camera out.
But no, I am going to wear the kilt, but if it fits. Because it's also a family event, and I don't want it being too vulgar. I mean, we're all going to have underwear on as well.
Good.
No regimental.
No
regimental.
We're not going regimental. No one. If we find out anybody's going regimental, then that's going to be nipped in the bud. Because
tidy whities are provided.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. We're going to give you a man thong to wear.
There you go.
But yeah, so I'm going to wear the kilt if it fits. I have never tried to put it on before, so I don't know.
You'll need help.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, that'll be interesting.
Luckily, that one Velcros, so.
It Velcros.
Yeah.
There you
Awesome.
go. You can figure it out.
Yeah. But yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm probably gonna be shirtless most of the time because it's gonna be too
hot.
Yeah,
And that was Mike. Mike was usually shirtless, shoeless, with a kilt.
There you
And
go.
Yep.
it's going to be hot, but anyone that wants to come in garb, that always adds to the environment. Steampunk, whatever garb you got, wear it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure we'll have some
TVA
people
gear.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure we'll have some people in cosplay too. So, I mean, my dad was not against any of it.
No.
And I think we might have some wrestlers coming out too.
Ooh.
To do a wrestling show. I don't know if that's set in stone yet, but I have been talking to one of the wrestlers for a little bit, and he was super excited to be there. He said if he's not able to bring anybody else and he's just going alone, then he's at least going to show up. But we may have a little wrestling show going on.
Yeah, I'm ready for that.
Right? Yeah, my dad loved them. My dad loved the wrestlers. He would be ringside, just like amping them up and
oh yeah, that was hilarious.
Fuel to the fire. Yeah, that was him. So.
But yeah, it sounds like this is going to be an amazing event. Is there anyone else you want to shout out or anything else you want to talk about?
My biggest shout out right now is Sean and Kylie Skellington.
Woo!
They have done so much to help us.
They're amazing.
Yes. And then Glass Phoenix.
Yeah,
Glass
those guys.
Phoenix made us a shirt, and he covered the cost.
Wow.
And he didn't want any of his cost back.
Oh, wow.
And he donated every dime that he made from those shirts to us.
That's so cool.
And then all the shirts that were left over, he just kind of was like, here, you have them. And it was like 2 boxes full of shirts. And so we were just kind of like, that's a lot of shirts. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do with that. And so we're actually going to be selling those shirts at the event. And that's
They're so
be,
cool.
We're asking $20 for the shirts, but $1 will get you a shirt, and you can donate whatever you want.
That's really sweet.
One guy went up and got 2 shirts from him and gave him a $100 bill.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so, I mean, it's just whatever you want to pay, as long as it's at least $1. So, yeah, that's our plan for the shirts.
Well, I'm really excited for this event, and I'm so glad that all the proceeds are going to charity. And this is in honor of Crooked Beer, of course. So I expect some pirate shenanigans.
Oh, yeah.
And I expect a lot of Renaissance fun.
Yep.
But yeah, is there anything else you wanted to share?
The ticket prices.
Yes, go ahead.
They are $8 for 12 and under military and senior citizens, and $10 for everyone else.
All right.
So it's not super expensive, but a little bit to help us make some money for charity.
Of course.
So, yeah.
But yeah, thank you guys for coming on. I appreciate it so much.
Of course.
I look forward to the event so much. You definitely don't want to miss it.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Thank you for tuning into this week's podcast. This is your host, Debbie, signing off. Now that you know, go. Just go, Waco.
This has been a Rogue Media podcast.